Hello everybody, Console Truth back here at you. I know it's been a while since I've made a video, but I figured start making videos again, just for the hell of it. And I know this is going to look kind of weird, but only place today at least I can record. So, am I going to do video game news, sports news, or whatever? Well, I might as well do some video game news, because, there's some stuff that's been coming up. Of course, the big talk recently, over the past couple weeks, has been the PlayStation 4. Actually looking forward to it. Not a huge PlayStation fan myself since the PS1, but, there's some things coming out that I may end up buying the console. I haven't quite decided yet. And from what has been seen, it's looking like it's going to be a pretty sweet system. The only thing, though, that a lot of people seem to forget is that when you have the first generation of games out for a new console, they're not going to be at the graphic fidelity, if you will, that they will 2-3 years down the line. It's happened pretty much with every generation. The only thing that may be a bit of an exception would probably be the jump from 8-bit to 16-bit. Granted, they were still using sprites, but the quality, especially from like the NES to the Super NES, is like night and day. So I'm not expecting it to be a graphical juggernaut right out of the box, or right out of the gate rather, but of course too, the second set of games to come out, or games that are going to come out about a year or two after the system's release, are going to look fucking amazing. And yes, for you PC people out there, yes, I know the PC is going to be more powerful. Actually, a lot of cards and equipment that's available right now for a gaming PC seems to be equal to that, if not higher than what a console is. I really don't care. I'm a console player. I've done PC gaming from time to time. It just hasn't been my thing. And yeah, I know you can hook a PC up to a TV, HD TV. I know you can use a controller. But, I don't know, I've just always been a console gamer, always will be. They fulfill my needs, and I'm not a huge graphic whore like a lot of PC people are. Not saying all of you, not saying all PC extremists are, the extremists would be, actually, but not saying all PC gamers are graphic whores, but let's face it, what's the number one thing you usually hear about when you have people talking PC versus console? Graphics. Frames per second. Anti-aliasing, or however the hell you pronounce that. Refresh rates. Whatever. But of course, they're going to be leaps and bounds. Well, not leaps and bounds, but they're going to be better than what a console's going to be. Simply due to the fact that it progresses a lot quicker, and new, more powerful video cards are out every 6 months, practically. I used to really keep up on this stuff, especially with graphics cards, years ago, but not so much now anymore. And really, as long as that there's a noticeable jump from one console generation to the next when it comes to graphics, then I'm happy. I'm not a graphic whore. I still play Super NES and NES games. I mean, just last night I was playing Mario Brothers 3. Not even the remake that came out for the Super Nintendo with Super Mario All-Stars, but the actual, old school NES cartridge. And I had a blast with it. It's 8-bit graphics, it's sprite-based. There's really nothing too high-end as far as graphic fidelity is concerned, especially compared to a lot of things that are out there today. But I had a blast with it because the gameplay was awesome. It's one of the best side-scrollers out there. I can never quite decide between... sorry, my jaw's sore. Don't know why. No jokes about a sore jaw. I know some of you people are thinking about it. Don't fucking say it. You know what I'm talking about. If you don't, bravo. Good for you. Anyway, yeah, I can never quite decide between Super Mario Brothers 3 and Super Mario World. And of course, now people are going to say, Super Mario 60 or Mario 64, whatever. When it comes to games on Nintendo systems, I haven't really paid attention to Nintendo since the N64. I never even owned an N64, but played quite a few games. Last Nintendo system I owned was a GameCube, and I just got that for Metroid and Zelda. But whenever there's the debate coming up with Nintendo systems, and I'm sorry, I know I'm going off on a tangent here, started with the PS4. It's coming out in 2013 this year, and I'm talking about the Super Nintendo that came out back in 1991. 22 years. God, has it been that long? 22 motherfucking years. Anyway, another debate that I always get in with people is the best Zelda game. And for some reason, everybody always picks, it's almost a cliche in a way, or almost expect the answer to say Ocarina of Time. Yeah, I liked Ocarina of Time, but I'm sorry, call me real old school, call me traditionalist, but nothing will ever beat A Link to the Past. I don't even have to try to defend it. A Link to the Past is awesome. And considering with the new Super Mario Brothers U or whatever that new Mario Brothers game was that came out on the Wii U, that showed that they're still doing, essentially 2D platformers, the 3/4 perspective overhead that you get with Link to the Past, they should make a new game with it. Even I believe it was a Miyamoto who was saying that he would love to revisit the 3/4 perspective on the 3DS and do something cool with that. I think that'd be awesome. So yeah, I gotta go Link to the Past. I know I went off on a weird tangent there, but it's still about video games. Mind you there. So, back on point. Of course, everybody's waiting for Microsoft to release news on their next Xbox. And really, technical details aside, they're going to be pretty similar in power. There's no question about that. And really, as long as games look good, who cares? I mean, look at the 360, which is underpowered compared to the PS3. Not by a huge margin. It's not as big of a margin as like the original Xbox to the PS2. That was a pretty sizable gap. But really, each console generation, they're getting closer and closer as far as graphical ability. Because let's face it, why do people buy newer systems? And why do people really do big on next generation? Graphics. People are going to say, well, gameplay, blah, 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 whatever. But let's face it, it all comes down to graphics. So if the graphics didn't look better, then you're not going to convince people to buy it and play. They're going to be like, well, it looks the same as what I already got on my home shelf that came out, 8 years ago now? Damn, 360's been out for 8 years. And Microsoft didn't say that it was going to be a viable system for 10 years, and it's almost there. Bravo, Microsoft. Anyway, but let's face it, that's what ropes people in to every console gen are the graphical capabilities of each system. You can try to sidestep it or say whatever all you want, but bottom line, it's graphics. Sadly, that's all that matters, especially when it comes to consoles, and definitely when it comes to PC gaming. And yeah, that's it there. But really, as I said, you're not going to see graphically what these systems can do until you're probably at least 2 years into the console cycle. It could even be 1 year, or there could be some games out of the gate. But traditionally, it seems like it's taken at least a good 2 years for games to really take advantage of what a console can do. And so I may not jump on the PS4 right when it comes out. I will say, though, that even though I'm not a huge Killzone fan, still haven't played Killzone 3 yet. Granted, I don't have a PS3 anymore. I had to sell it. But yeah, I never played Killzone 3. Well, no, I played some demos of it. And I had Killzone 2 and played the hell out of it, and I did enjoy it. I gotta say, Killzone, I would say Retribution, but I forgot whatever the fuck it's called. The one that they have the previews for is looking really good. But from what they've shown, to me anyway, it doesn't look leaps and bounds ahead. I'm about to run over some fucking kids on bikes that are just fucking doing whatever the hell they want. Anyway, to me, it doesn't look leaps and bounds ahead of what Killzone 2 and Killzone 3 look like. Don't get me wrong, it still looks awesome. It just doesn't look like a huge graphical leap. But of course, too, it's what's supposed to be a launch title, if I'm not mistaken, so that's the way it's going to be. That's the way it always is with consoles and when they're released. Once again, the first batch of games you get never live up to the expectation of what the console's going to be. So with that said, I'm looking forward to it. Definitely looking forward to what Microsoft has to say, because, I'm an Xbox fan. I enjoy the Xbox more than the PS3. Yeah, I know PS3 has more exclusives, but none of them really appeal to me. Like I said, I had Killzone 2, had fun with that. Metal Gear Solid, honestly, I haven't really been into the Metal Gear games since the first one on the PS1 or PSX, whatever the hell you want to call it. But that's just me. Got something in my throat. Once again, no jokes about shit in my throat. That sounded wrong. Stuff in my throat along with a sore jaw. Don't fucking do it. Thank you. So yeah, I've never really haven't been a huge fan of Metal Gear since the first one. Played Sons of Liberty and beat it, or whatever the hell it's called. And it was fun, but once again, it seemed more like an interactive movie, kind of like Heavy Rain. So that's not that big. God of War, of course, has always been fun, but at the end of the day, God of War is essentially a hack and slash, and they just make it look better, add some new elements to it. And it's like I may pick up a PS3 in about a month or two, because Ascension does look pretty good. And to end, since I've been rambling on for 10 minutes, probably the last big release for the 360 is coming out next Tuesday, I believe, and of course that's Gears of War Judgment. It's actually looking pretty good. it doesn't look leaps and bounds ahead of what Gears of War 3 did, but I'm looking forward to it. I am a Gears fan. Say what you will, I don't care. I like the games. They're fun. I'm actually replaying Part 3 right now, getting ready for Judgment. And yes, I know Judgment's a prequel. That being said, the one thing that I am a little bit disappointed about, at least last thing I read on it, and this is about a month ago, is that the control scheme was switched around to be closer to a first-person shooter layout than what Gears of War usually is. And a lot of people are saying that from what I've read and what I've seen on videos, people are liking it. Like, switching between guns is a lot quicker now. You don't have to use the thumb pad. But, call me a old-school curmudgeon. There's your word for the day. I like the way it was laid out before. But that's just me. Alright, so yeah, look for Gears of War Judgment. I'm going to pick it up on Tuesday. I didn't pre-order because I'm not a big fan of pre-orders because they are kind of pointless. I don't really care about the little extras and shit that they throw in there. So I am now actually at home, my point of destination. And it's been fun. I'm glad to be back. There'll be more videos from me here soon in the future. So you guys have a great day, and I'll be talking to you soon. And next video is probably going to be after Gears of War Judgment. So peace out.